ship found drifting, empty. 10 people gone. No struggle, no bodies ever found. Captain Briggs brought his family aboard for the first time. A month later, the ship intact, but the clues left behind a mystery: a broken pump, a knocked compass, and a fortune nobody touched. The court found no evidence of a crime, and no real answer either. So what actually happened? This is part 2. For over 150 years, one question has outlived every theory built to answer it. What actually happened?
The first theory was the simplest and the most convenient. Had the crew turned on their captain? Had pirates struck in the night? But one detail unravels both theories completely. The same detail investigators kept returning to, again and again. Nothing was stolen. No mutineer, no pirate, leaves a fortune untouched. And the alcohol below deck was industrial grade. Poisonous, not drinkable, which makes a drunken uprising almost impossible. Something else emptied this ship. Something that had nothing to do with greed. One small manufacturing detail may explain everything that followed. 9 of the barrels below deck were built from red oak, instead of the tighter, more reliable white oak used for the rest. Red oak is porous. In rough seas, those 9 barrels may have leaked, filling the sealed hold with invisible, flammable vapor. Picture the moment. Briggs pulls open the hatch. Fumes rise into his face. Somewhere below, something creaks, or pops, or hisses. And in an instant, a careful man makes a desperate calculation. He doesn't panic. He plans. Everyone into the yawl boat. His wife, his daughter, every crewman. Tied to the Mary Celeste by a single long line. Close enough to climb back aboard once the danger passed. Storm clouds rolling in fast, the rope stretching, fraying, then whipping loose. The yawl boat shrinking into the great distance as the larger ship sails on. And then, the one thing Briggs never planned for. A gust, a swell, a line that shouldn't have snapped, snapping anyway. 10 people in a small, open boat, watching their own ship disappear into the fog without them. They would not have lasted long.
But there's a second detail that convinces many historians the crew left believing something even worse was happening, that the ship itself was already sinking beneath them.
That pump, torn apart in the hold, may have been giving a false reading, convincing the crew far more water was pouring in than actually was. Pair a malfunctioning pump with a sudden squall, and even a captain as careful as Briggs might reasonably conclude his ship was going down, and give the order to abandon her when she never needed to sink at all. Many researchers now believe these weren't 2 separate emergencies, but one, the vapor and the false pump reading, striking together at the worst possible hour, leaving no time to reconsider. What the ghost ship legend gets wrong. Over a century, the Mary Celeste collected a reputation the real evidence never supported. Sea monsters, a half-eaten breakfast, still warm, blood-stained decks, even claims tying her to the Bermuda Triangle, a stretch of ocean she never sailed anywhere near. Almost every one of those details traces back to a single writer, and he never claimed they were true. In 1884, a then-unknown author named Arthur Conan Doyle, years before he created Sherlock Holmes, published a short story loosely based on the case. It was fiction. Readers believed it anyway. Newspapers reprinted it as fact, and the myth outlived the truth. The real ship's log and court inquiry described none of this. No blood, no swords, no monsters. Just an empty, orderly ship, which, without a single embellishment, is unsettling enough on its own. So what actually happened? Most historians today land on a combination: rough weather, a false pump reading, and vapor from a leaking cargo hold. 3 ordinary hazards. Together, enough to convince an experienced captain that his family, his crew, and his ship were all seconds from disaster. Not mutiny, Not piracy, not the supernatural.
Just a series of small, real dangers, misread in a moment to be wrong, and a ship that quietly proved them wrong by staying afloat without them.
She never sank. She was repaired, resold, and put back to work. And for the next 12 years, she passed from owner to owner, each one reporting the same run of bad luck, damaged cargo, and mounting losses. 17 different owners in 12 years. By 1885, word had spread. Few captains wanted her. Fewer sailors wanted to serve aboard her at all. Her story wasn't finished yet. It was about to end the same way it began, with someone trying to profit from her. That January, her final captain, Gilman Parker, deliberately ran her onto a reef off the coast of Haiti, an insurance scheme that collapsed the moment investigators noticed the cargo on the claim didn't match what was actually aboard. January 1885, deliberately wrecked off Haiti. The scheme collapsed under investigation. Even in her final act, she was tangled in deception. A quiet, almost fitting end for a ship that had already outlived the family who last sailed her honestly. Briggs, Sarah, Sophia. 7 crewmen whose names rarely make it into the story at all. Their families kept waiting for a letter, a survivor, a body washed ashore, anything. It never came.
Modern investigators haven't stopped looking. They've combed shipping records, insurance filings, even attempted to locate wreckage from that final 1885 sinking off Haiti. The pump failure vapor theories, both rooted in ordinary hazards of 1870s sea travel. Not conspiracy, not myth.
No wreckage from the crew's final lifeboat has ever been recovered. But one piece of this puzzle has never surfaced. Not once. Not anywhere. The yawl boat, gone. No wreckage, no remains. No confirmed resting place for any of the 10. The most widely accepted modern verdict isn't that something extraordinary happened aboard the Mary Celeste. It's that something painfully ordinary did, at exactly the wrong hour, with no second chance once it began.
Have echoed through culture quite like this one. Novels, stage plays, films, tellings, each one adding a little more shine to a story that never needed embellishing.
Her actual logbook and surviving artifacts are still studied and displayed in maritime museums, drawing visitors curious about a crew that simply vanished, mid-voyage, mid-sentence. Every generation rediscovers her, and every generation adds one more theory to a pile that was never going to run out. Which raises the real question: why this ship and not the countless others lost at sea without a trace? Because she wasn't lost. She was found, afloat, intact, undamaged. It's the presence of the ship, without the presence of anyone aboard her, that makes this story impossible to put down. A disappearance, with no disaster to explain it. Why does the Mary Celeste still hold our attention 150 years later? Maybe because nothing about her story needs exaggerating to feel unsettling. Maybe because, unlike most disasters at sea, there was no wreck, no fire, no damage severe enough to explain an empty ship. Maybe because the truth, if we ever fully learn it, might be almost mundane. A handful of small human misjudgments made in a moment that left no room to be wrong. "150 years later, the Atlantic still hasn't answered. No lifeboat wreckage, no remains, no final letter explaining what they saw in those last minutes aboard. Just an empty ship, a missing family, and a question the ocean has kept for a century and a half. What do you think happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Let us know in the comments. Some mysteries are solved by time, others simply disappear with it. More than 150 years later, the Atlantic has never returned its answer. Maybe it already knows. It has simply never told us, and perhaps it never will.